Hello, and welcome to the Squiggly Cactus Show. My name is Hollis Lemons for those of y'all that don't know me. Um, it's been 9 months since I've done one of these, and I just felt like today was the day for it. It's a nice, gorgeous Sunday afternoon. Got a lot of rain yesterday. It's been a really good week and everything, and I just felt like it'd be a good time to end the week with doing one of these and just kind of talking about things that had happened in life. And I watched back some of the first ones of these podcasts that I've done, or me just rambling really, and it was real monotoned and like me reading off the screen and stuff, which that's what it was. And I just feel like that's not really what I was trying to accomplish with that. What I'm trying to accomplish is just talking, just putting my putting information out there, putting my point of view out there, and my perspective and everything that I do. And so that's kind of what I'm just gonna do today. For those of y'all that don't know, I was a coach of a JV football team. Helped with the varsity after the season was over with, and then we went straight into basketball. And I was a C team or freshman team coach, and that came with the duties of being a varsity assistant. And so I'm just going to kind of break down my experience with that, how all that went. You know what can you expect if that's a path you want to follow and stuff like that. And then also just continuing to talk about my leather work. And as you can tell in the top left hand corner, Squiggly Cactus Leather Work or Leather Co. That's what I do every single day. Um, that's kind of what gets everything done for me. But just kind of breaking down, going into the coaching stuff. Football was very successful this year. JV, we had a really good season. We only lost a couple games. I coached with two of the guys our first year coaching, just us three. I was the offensive play caller, something I really enjoyed. I'm a big football guy, a big X and O's guy, and I thought we had a very successful time with that and everything like that. But once the JV season was over with, we went to varsity. We got the 4 seed for varsity, coming off a 9-1 finish in the regular season. We ended up going all the way to the state championship, beating the 1 seed in the semifinals. Going all the way to state championship. It was hosted at our stadium here in Portales, and unfortunately we came up short in it. Got beat by a really good team. It was unfortunate for us, but we're bringing back a lot of starters and a lot of players like that are going to be very dynamic for us. And I think it's a positive outlook coming into this next season. So that's kind of how football ended. There was I had a lot of fun with it. For the varsity games, I was up in the box. There was 4 of us in the box. I think 4 to 5 of us in the box, depending on the game, and it was a lot of fun. We got to see a lot of cool stadiums, a lot of different places that I'd never been, and so it was pretty neat. And then that led right into basketball. Basketball was, like from the jump, it was just like go go go, and basketball was good. We started off the season for the varsity side. Like I said, I started off with the varsity. That was a responsibility of mine when I took the job, was to be the C team and the varsity coach, or varsity assistant rather. And it was good. We started off the season really hot. I think at one time we were like 6 or 7-0. In the first coaches poll of the year, we were number 1. Undefeated. We'd beat some really good competition. We went to a Texas tournament and we played in that. Did really good things to start the season off, and then kind of had our ups and downs like every team will. We ended up finishing out through district and everything, and we were the 3 seed in our district. Once again, we made the tournament, we made the state tournament, and first round we had to go play a district rival. We were the 10 seed, they were the 7 seed. Unfortunately, we did not win, and that kind of put an end to that. And then so that was the end of the varsity stuff. And then speculating back to my C team stuff, I had a pretty good season, or we had a pretty good season. I didn't do, I like to think I did quite a bit for them, but ended up this season with just 7 kids, and had a kid get hurt the first game of the season, had 2 other kids that got dismissed from the team and stuff like that. And it's just, we've go to a big school. I'm from a small school. I went to a 1A school, and you go to a big school, you kind of just always insinuate there's going to be a lot of kids that play or whatever. And I just kind of got a weird once in an every like 10 or 12 years type of thing, where the group of freshmen I had, there's not a lot of boys that play basketball, and ended up only having 7 to finish out the season, and we had a lot of fun with it, man. Them 7 kids worked hard. They they did the right thing. We got a lot of playing time. That's kind of one thing I told them. You're gonna get a lot of playing time. You're gonna get your opportunity to show what you can do, because there's only 7 of y'all. At some point, you're gonna need a break, and there's not a lot of options to go to. But we're gonna work with what we got, and we're gonna keep rocking. My big motto to them was, y'all rock with me, I'm gonna rock with y'all. You would just keep working through this whole thing. I think coming off of their 8th grade season, they'd only won 1 game. We ended up winning quite a bit more than that, and we ended up I think it was the 8 seed in the little conference tournament that we have out of 12 teams and whatnot. We ended up having to forfeit the tournament game because we had a bunch of kids get sick, and I think I only had like 3 kids that were going to play, and so that was unfortunate. But I had a lot of fun. Like I said, I only had 7 of them kids, and it was a lot of fun. 7 of the best kids in the world, and I think I'm excited to see what they do for this next season, and I think it's going to be really good for them, and they have a very bright future ahead of them, all 7 of them. And even the ones that didn't finish out the season with me, they still have a bright future ahead of them, and they're going to do positive things in life. And I think the freshman age is a really good group. That's kind of where I want to stay. I think the freshman age, like 14 to 15, is kind of a turning point in your life, because I think all of us kind of have that little bit of like an idiotic, like span in junior high, and then freshman is kind of like, if you continue to do that, that's kind of just how you're going to be. And like, if we can kind of get that changed, everybody kind of has that, haywire to them, but kind of just getting them going down the right path, doing the right thing. And I feel like the freshman age is a good time to do that with. And I had a lot of fun this year between football and basketball. JV football was kind of like mostly a freshman team. There was a handful of sophomores and a junior, but it was a lot of freshmen. So a lot of them kids that I had in basketball, by the end of basketball, at the end of February or middle of February, whenever it was over, some of them kids had been with me like nearly every day since the first day in June. So we had built a pretty good relationship together, and I'm sure they were really tired of me by the end of it, and rightfully so. You spend that much time with one coach, and I know I got on their nerves a little bit, but it's just I created such a good relationship with them kids, and I think a couple of them were kind of needing a little bit more than others, obviously, and you're going to have that when you coach. And it was good to see, like, I got acknowledged a couple times by a couple of them saying that, like, you helped me through this, you helped me through that. And I kind of think that's why we do it. Like, we don't do it for the acknowledgement, but we just do it because we know when we help a kid, we know, like, it feels good to help somebody. And if you can help a kid that's kind of going through a rough patch, I think that's what coaching's about. We're all just givers. We want to help the future of our community and the future of where we're going to be at. And I think that reaching the freshman age, kind of setting them on that track for the next 3 to 4 years, is just huge. And I really, really liked it this year. It was a lot of fun. It was a bunch of fun. So kind of translating over or moving over towards the leatherwork side of things, leatherwork's been really good. I've been super busy with that, making a lot of belts, a lot of wallets, a lot of crazy stuff lately. And that's just, I have a lot of people ask me, like, how do you come up with these ideas? How do you do this? How do you do that? And I mean, like anything, if you're like a team roper or something, and you watch social media, it's gonna be a bunch of team roper stuff most likely. If you're a video game guy and you watch social media, it's gonna be a bunch of video game stuff. Same thing kind of happens with me. I'm on social media. I see a lot of leather work and a lot of people doing a lot of cool things, and like it kind of inspires me to do something. I really, really, really try to not copy anybody's work, and even if I do kind of like take this similar idea, I put my own little twist on it, because I can only draw kind of one style, and so it's always going to end up being like my style of drawing or whatever, and it's going to end up being like the same scrolls and flowers that I put on everything. But like when I look at somebody's work and they do something really cool, like I think this is just kind of an artistic thing, and I don't claim to be super artistic, but it's like I can see myself making something in my own version of something like that I'd be interested in. Like I see something, people have something cool with like a skeleton or something, and I don't do like skeletons and stuff like that, and I'll kind of put my own different twist. Like I could do something like this or something like that, and so that's kind of how I come up with a lot of the stuff that I do. Is I'll see something, and sometimes it's even like in my work. Like I go back through and I look at some pictures of my work, and I'm like, man, I could have done this and that and the other there. And so then boom, next time I have something, I make stuff from time to time to sell, just inventory stuff. And every time I do an inventory thing, I kind of try to do something that I've been wanting to do or whatever. Because people tell me all the time, just make me something, like make me a wallet or make me a belt, and you put whatever you want on it. Well, then if I put something on it, I'm always kind of nervous, like what if they really don't like it or whatever it may be. So all my in stock items are kind of off the wall. They're not very plain Jane. Like just off the top of my head, I got a couple belts that I have in stock, and they're a little wild. I got a couple wallets, they're a little wild. So I try not to keep. If I'm gonna make something for in stock item, I want to try something really new, something I haven't done before. I don't want to make an in stock item that you can go get from anybody or anything like that. And so that's kind of how I come up with the ideas for what I do and whatnot. I read a lot of books, not a lot of books because I'm not a very good reader. I can't hardly read at all. But I read some books and stuff about why things are made the way they are, why drawings are drawn the way they are, why you do this certain style and why you don't do that or whatever it may be. I've done a little bit of research on stuff like that, so I try to make things as like organic as they can be and how they were like meant to be and like traditionally made. But you got to kind of put your own twist on things. Like I can't draw certain stuff, and so I don't. And I can draw certain things pretty decent, so I do. And that's just kind of how that works out. But the leatherwork stuff has been really, really good. I got a couple things in the works to try to get made, some big projects, and maybe some big news coming up here at the end of the summer or something like that, maybe. And I just try to continue to grow my craft and try to perfect it as much as I can. And I think that's the only way you're gonna get better. And you can't get stagnant at all, and you got to just continue to want to grow and want to be better. And I don't know, maybe that's just the coaching part of me coming out. I kind of give myself the same motivation that I give players is I can't be stagnant. I can't just continually repeat the work that I've done. I got to continue to get better. I got to continue to want to get better, and I got to know how to get better. That's kind of the main thing is a lot of people want to get better at something, but they don't even know how to get better. And so you got to do the research, you got to put in the work, and you got to want to, most of all. But that's kind of going to wrap up this episode at about 13 minutes long. I don't want to bore you to death. I want to get some people on. We'll probably do like a Skype or something like that or something and get them on and we'll kind of chit-chat a couple of different things, maybe some football coaches, maybe some basketball coaches, maybe some young entrepreneurs. I have a couple of different ideas of people that I want to get on and talk about stuff with, but it's kind of one of those things you got to just process it through and see how things are working out and everything. So, but for as of now, this is gonna wrap up this episode. I really appreciate it if you made it this far, and thank you for watching.